Good evening students. Already we discussed this chapter some important introduction in previous class and this is my second video part 2. So in previous video we have discussed already who classify the organisms and how many kingdoms and what kind of cells are present in the world based on the cells. So some information already we discussed. Then the remaining information we have discussed in this video. This is part 2. So in this video we are discussing about endosymbiotic theory. Endosymbiotic theory. So this endosymbiotic theory, it tells about how the eukaryotic organisms will form from the prokaryotic organism. So now how the eukaryotic organisms at the starting of life all are mostly prokaryotes. Then after some evolution the prokaryotic organisms they are develops into the eukaryotic organisms. So this theory tells about how the prokaryotic animals are converted into eukaryotic animals. Let us see. So this is one prokaryotic cell or prokaryotic organism. Already you know very well what is prokaryotes. They have no any proper nucleus. Only circular chromosome present and also ribosomes, RNA, these and all present. So first suppose this is a prokaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cell. This prokaryotic cell, it eat one small cell, other prokaryotic cell. This is also other prokaryotic cells. When compared to the size, this is somewhat big and this is somewhat small. So both are prokaryotic cells. Then the big size prokaryotic cell, they eat the small size prokaryotic cell. Then what will happen here? See, this is the big size prokaryotic cell and it eat the small size prokaryotic cell. So but the small size prokaryotic cell is not digested inside of the big size prokaryotic cell. What is the reason? Means it consists of a chlorophyll pigment. Chlorophyll pigment. So this chlorophyll pigment, with the help of this chlorophyll pigment, it uses the sunlight and prepare the food material. This food is given to this big size prokaryotic cell. And finally, this chlorophyll, it forms around the two membrane bonded structures here. Two membrane bond. So after it modified into a chloroplast. Chloroplast. So this chloroplast cell is present inside of the one big cell. Before it is also prokaryotic cell. Once the chloroplast enters into this cell is called the cell which consists of chlorophyll. So the cell consists of chlorophyll, automatically it is a chloroplast cell. So when the chloroplast cell enters into the prokaryotic cell and it is called as a eukaryotic cell. Eukaryotic cell. So, in these two, which is eukaryotic, which is prokaryotic? The small size chloroplast, it is a prokaryotic cell. Then the big cell is a eukaryotic cell. Why it is eukaryotic cells? When one cell enters into this big cell, the cell which is enter into the cell is a chloroplast. It is a membrane bounded cell organelle. So, in which cell consists of membrane bounded cell organelle, such kind of cell is called eukaryotic cell. Like that, the prokaryotic cells, they evolved into the eukaryotic cells. Okay, here see, this is actually eukaryotic cell. It also consists of ribosomes. And also this is prokaryotic cell. This chloroplast is a prokaryotic cell. It is coming from the prokaryotic cell. So this chloroplast having ribosomes. It also having ribosomes. But here one difference. So this chloroplast having 70s ribosomes. Already we discussed what is the difference between 70s and 80s. So S indicates the Swedberg units. So the chloroplast having 70s ribosomes, but the eukaryotic cell having 80s ribosomes. 80s ribosomes. So why this cell having 80s, why this cell having 70s means, so this chloroplast is a prokaryotic cell. Actually it is which type of cell? Prokaryotic. Once the chloroplast enter into this big cell, then it converted into eukaryotic cell. So commonly eukaryotic cells having 80s ribosomes. So like this, two types of cells, one chloroplast cell or one prokaryotic cell, one eukaryotic cells, both are living together. Both are living together and both are mutually benefited. See, the chloroplast, what is the use of chloroplast means, the chloroplast trap the solar energy. The solar energy, with the help of solar energy, prepare the food. The food is given to the eukaryotic cell. So that is the use of chloroplast to the eukaryote. But what about the benefit of the chloroplast? So the eukaryotic cell gives shelter to the chloroplast. Like this living relation is called endosymbiotic theory. Endo means inside the organism. Symbiotic. Symbiotic means two organisms are living together. Where they are living together inside the cell. Such kind of theory is called endosymbiotic theory. This endosymbiotic theory tells about all prokaryotes. They get some evolution after they are modified into eukaryotes. Like this, one more example. Again, I will take one prokaryotic cell. This is also big cell. Then this prokaryotic cell, again it one more cell. This is small cell. Then the small cell which is enters into the big cell. This kind of cell is for suppose it is a mitochondria. For suppose it is a mitochondria. See, when the mitochondria cell, this is mitochondria. The mitochondria cell which is enters into the prokaryotic cell, the prokaryotic cell is modified into eukaryotic cell. Here also same way. Which cell commonly membrane bounded cell organelles are present? Eukaryotes. So the prokaryotic cell which receive or which eats the mitochondria cell, then it modified into eukaryotic cell. So here also eukaryotic cell. See, this is prokaryotic cell. So see here also the mitochondria having 70s ribosomes, and this big cell, what is that? Modifying eukaryotic cell, it having 80s ribosomes. So that is the actual reason in eukaryotic cell mitochondria, chloroplast both are present in eukaryotes. Like plant cell, in the plant cell means only chloroplast, but animal cell mitochondria is present. Only in plant cell both mitochondria and chloroplast is present. For that reason actually these are present in the eukaryotes, but the chloroplast and mitochondria, they consist of 70s ribosomes, remaining part of the cell having 80s ribosomes. Remember, remaining part of the cell having, for example, endoplasmic reticulum. So the endoplasmic reticulum having 80s ribosomes. So inside the cytoplasm, the ribosomes are also having 80s. Only the mitochondria and chloroplast only having the 70s ribosomes. So here in the eukaryotic cell, for suppose this is eukaryotic cell, nucleus and mitochondria, and for suppose this is chloroplast. See, these two organelles like mitochondria and chloroplast both are having 70s ribosomes, and both are having they have own DNA. They have own DNA. Commonly DNA is present in where? Nucleus. Commonly the DNA is present in the chromosomes. Chromosomes are where present inside the nucleus. But here here mitochondria and chloroplast, they consist of their own DNA. With the help of this DNA, one mitochondria is able to produce the new mitochondria. Like this. Same like that, it also having own DNA. One chloroplast is able to produce the new chloroplasts. So for that reason, here both mitochondria and chloroplast together we are called as a semi-autonomous cell organelles. So these two cell organelles we are called as a semi-autonomous cell organelles. Why they are called semi-autonomous? They have self DNA. Commonly DNA present in the nucleus only. Okay now, but both mitochondria and chloroplast they have own DNA. They are able to produce the new mitochondria. One mitochondria able to produce some other mitochondria, like the same thing in a chloroplast also. For that reason, they are called as a semi-autonomous cell organelles. Okay, now coming to the Prokaryotic cells. What are the types of prokaryotic cells? First we are going to examples. Examples of prokaryotes. See, examples of prokaryotes. So what are the examples means? Commonly bacteria. So bacteria is a prokaryotic organism. Then blue-green algae. Blue-green algae. And also one most smallest organism, mycoplasma. So this is the smallest organism in prokaryotes. So the mycoplasma is also called, it also having another name is also there. They are also called, another name is called PPLO. PPLO organism. That means pleuropneumonia living organism. Pleuropneumonia like organism. So both are same only, mycoplasma. See, bacteria, when compared to bacteria, blue-green algae and mycoplasma, nearly its size is about 0.3 to 0.5 μm. Μm means micrometers. Μm means what? Micrometers. The size. So this is the size of the bacteria. So in blue-green algae, nearly 0.5 to 60 μm, micrometers in the size. Then the mycoplasma is 0.01 μm, micrometers. So this is the smallest organism in the world. You have one more doubt. Virus is also smallest. So commonly virus nearly size is about 0.02 to 0.2 micrometers. This is the size of the virus. So the smallest cell in the world is called mycoplasma. So virus is also smallest cell, but virus is not a cell. Remember that. Virus is not a living cell. When the virus is living in inside of the organism, then only it is a living cell. When the virus is present in outside of the organism or atmosphere or any air, water or anything, then the virus they performs as a non-living thing. For that reason, virus is not a living cell. For that reason, we consider that mycoplasma is a smallest cell in the world. So already you know what is the biggest cell. Egg of ostrich. Egg of ostrich. So this is the biggest cell and this is the smallest cell. Okay, now coming to the in this chapter, first we are going to discuss about the bacteria. Bacteria is the best example for the prokaryote. So in this chapter we are going to discuss about the information about the bacteria. First, all bacteria are not similar shape. When we observe the bacteria under the microscope, all bacteria are not similar. So they have some unique shapes. For suppose some bacteria they are look like a spherical shape. Spherical means what? Round or circle. So spherical shape. Such kind of bacteria is called coccus bacteria. Coccus means spherical shape. So these kind of coccus bacteria again two types. Some of the other coccus bacteria, some of the other bacteria also they are look like a spherical but little bit difference. What is the difference means? See, some of the bacteria they are look like spherical in shape and they forms as a line. They form as a line. So they are look like a line but shape is spherical. So this line of bacteria we are called as a streptococci. Strepto means what? They are formed as a line. So streptococcus. Some other bacteria they are also formed as a some ring like structure like this. Some ring like this. So some ring like structure, this kind of bacteria is called staphylococci or coccus. Staphylococcus. So see here, coccus bacteria is a spherical shape and the same spherical shape bacteria they form, some of them form as a line. This line bacteria we are called as a streptococcus. The same spherical shape but they forms as a ring like structure. They are look like a ring like structure. This ring like bacteria we are called as a staphylococci. Then coming to next one, some of the bacteria they are look like a rod shape like this. So this is some of the bacteria they are look like a rod shape. So this is a rod shape. This rod shaped bacteria is called as a bacillus. This rod shaped bacteria is called bacillus. So some other bacteria they are look like a comma shape like this. So they are look like a comma shape. So this comma shape bacteria is called Vibrio bacteria. Vibrio bacteria. See, these are the types of bacteria based on their shapes. What are they? Spherical bacteria is called coccus, and the spherical bacteria which is formed as a line they are called streptococcus. Then the spherical shape which is formed as a ring like structure is called staphylococcus. Then rod shaped bacteria is called bacillus and comma shaped bacteria is called vibrio. So like this shapes, different types of bacteria are present in our surroundings. Now if you take one bacteria, it forms around us, around the bacteria, it consists of majorly three membranes. For suppose I will draw here one bacteria cell. So when we observe the bacteria under the microscope with the help of electron microscope, commonly the bacteria cell. For suppose this is one bacteria cell. This bacteria cell having, it is covered by majorly three membranes, or it consists of majorly three membranes. See here, three membranes like this. See, the innermost membrane of the bacteria is called plasma membrane. Plasma membrane. So the innermost membrane is called what? Plasma membrane. Then after plasma membrane, outside of the plasma membrane, one more membrane is present. This membrane is called cell wall. So all bacteria, that means almost all prokaryotes, they consist of cell wall, and all plant cells also having cell wall. But you have to remember one thing here, mycoplasma or PPLO like organism, they are not having any cell wall. So it is a cell wall is absent in the mycoplasma. Remember, very very important, cell wall is absent in mycoplasma. For that reason it is the smallest cell. So remaining all are somewhat big compared to the bacteria or blue green algae, but PPLO or mycoplasma is the smallest cell. Why it is smallest cell? They lack cell wall. Remaining all prokaryotes, they consist of cell wall. Okay, this cell wall is made up of peptidoglycan. So one sugar, peptidoglycan. So this is one type of sugar which is made up of cell wall. Then the outermost layer is also called, this outermost layer is called glycocalyx. So this is also one supportive layer. So commonly bacteria consist of majorly three membranes. The innermost membrane is called plasma membrane, and the next membrane, next membrane is called cell wall. Cell wall is made up of peptidoglycan. Then after final, the outermost membrane is called glycocalyx. So they are arranged in one by one. So this is the introduction of the bacteria. That means remaining what kind of organs are present in the bacteria cell, and what kind of arrangements, how it replicate, and what kind of arrangements are present in bacteria. So everything we will discuss in the next video. So if you like this video, please subscribe and give like. Thank you so much. We will meet in the next video. Thank you.